Hello, welcome. This is Suitcase Divas, episode 1. I'm Denise Diabaldi with Redbirds Travel, and
I'm Cheryl Garcia with ABCD Adventures.
so we're travel agents, and we just want to talk about all that encompasses traveling, tips and tricks, things to avoid, things I wish I had known before I went to a destination, all that good stuff. So yeah, like I said, we're both travel agents, and I got into this because my children were growing up. I wasn't like the full time mom, all play groups, that type of deal. I've been booking travel for friends and family for 20 years now. And I was just like, I want to do this. I want to, I want all of the perks that a travel agent has, which is many, many. I will tell you that.
Yes.
Free travel, reduced travel, but I also want to help people, and I feel like because I've been doing this a while, a lot of people go into a vacation very stressed or not knowing, if you're going to Europe and you've never been, but I've been trained on where to go and things to see and what the most popular things to do over there, I can be an asset for you. So I came into this with the understanding that A, I want to travel more at free and discounted rates. And B, I want to help people that are traveling so that they can be educated on places to go, really popular, trendy places to go, things you might want to pack, things to avoid at the airport. So that's kind of where we're coming from. That's why we're creating this podcast. What is it for you, Cheryl?
So I became an travel agent. Similar, I had been planning travel as we do with our family. We both of us have families with kids, and we've traveled and done that. But then I got into planning group travels with Girl Scouts, with the bands, and I was planning larger trips and getting a lot more experience just as the consumer and learning that, hey, one, let's get paid for all the work that I'm
Let
putting
us
in.
just think like, damn, girl, you could have been
Yeah.
getting commission.
So I've been doing trips for groups for over 10 years. And just my youngest just graduated this past June.
Yay,
I know, yeah.
congratulations.
And actually, she goes off in a few days to college. So I decided to just, one, I love to travel. I travel
Yes,
a
honey.
lot.
Amen.
And I was racking up those points on my, credit card travel points to use it that way. And when, you and I had discussed about things and other agents I've worked with while I was planning travel, all the perks of a travel agent, even
Yes.
if I didn't plan for others and I just did my small circle or my groups that I've been doing for, I could travel at a huge discounted rate, even more so than I'm doing now.
Absolutely.
And obviously, I'm now an empty nester, so I get to spend more time on the training because there is a lot of, like you said, the best thing about using a travel agent is using their resources because we get a lot of opportunities to do hands-on training with not just the vendors, but with the destinations that we're looking at. So if someone's looking to go to, say, Hawaii, which is one of my favorite places, and I've learned a lot about, Hawaii actually has a in-depth training for a travel agent, so you learn about the culture, about the history, and obviously about the tourism industry there, but it helps me plan better for my clients and for me expanding my trips when I go to Hawaii because I've only been to the one island.
Because
So
everything's on our bucket list, right? I will
absolutely,
say
yes.
that's one thing as a travel agent. You're just like, the more you get offered these discounted rates, you're just like, I want to go here. No, I want to go here. Now I need to go here. So my bucket list has grown exponentially since I've become an agent. I've always loved to travel, but then when you learn about these beautiful places, we are tiny little ants marching, if
Yes.
you will, per Dave Matthew.
Yeah, since I've been a travel agent, which has been a licensed travel agent, like I said, I've planned travel for years, but since I've been a licensed travel agent, I've gone out of the country twice. Felt so much more confident about taking that trip because I had the resources, I had the back end knowledge, and I was able to talk to other, my other coworkers and my other travel agent stuff to walk me through that. And now I feel pretty prepared, for my clients that want to travel out of the country, that I have the answers, or if I don't, I know where to go to get them. I know how to find that stuff. So that's a big thing that I've gotten in the last few months.
And
that.
you know what other amazing perk is? Every time we travel, it's a tax write-off because we are business owners. We're small business owners. We own our own travel agencies. And it's just like when I travel, I'm just like, I'm going to get a tax write-off.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
it just seems like a guilty pleasure. Like,
Absolutely.
like we figured out some kind of loop in the system here.
Yeah, and now we look for reasons. Okay, can I go to this place? What? And when we do travel, even when I know, like, we took our family vacation this summer. I'm looking, taking pictures, taking notes of, is this a good place for my clients that I've either got in the works or future clients? What can I take from this back to the people that I can help? And that makes it also kind of a working trip, which kind of brings it back around to
full circle.
Yeah.
We're always researching for you people. We're selfless people here on this trek, trying to just be the next best travel agent.
Yes, absolutely. So Denise, what was your purpose of us starting this podcast together? What do you think was our biggest, or your biggest?
Well, so I didn't want to be the only one not doing a podcast.
So true, yes.
Because, like, I feel when COVID hit and the pandemic, like, podcasting just blew up.
Right.
It was like, that's what you did. Like, we can't go out. We can't go to the movies. We can't go anywhere. We're supposed to stay inside and be on lockdown. So then what do? You can only watch so many Netflix and Tiger Kings and, you know, whatever, which I am happy to report that I never was on the Tiger King ban. I watched a few. I couldn't complete it, but that's another story. But anywho, yeah, just being kind of locked down and felt closed in, and then yes, everybody's making podcasts, and it was an outlet, I think, kind of therapeutic, honestly, because we're all just locked in here. Because we are travel agents and we have this amazing wealth of knowledge and these amazing opportunities, I figured, why not have a podcast so that we can be out there telling people, that Cozumel is a great place to be. Not that you don't know that. So yeah, they get some bad raps because of gun and gangs and stuff. But hello, we live in America where there's gun violence every day. So, I just keep stuff on my radar, things that are maybe a little more sus to go, and then we'll know to tell people that if you stay in this particular section on the resort, you should be fine. I mean, when you think about the number of people that travel to, say, Cancun, Mexico in a year, it far outweighs the number of, like, potential vacationers getting shot, or that was such a small thing, but everybody's like, we can't go to Cancun anymore. Yes, you can go to Cancun.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful location. So just keep your wits about you. That's all.
Right.
So we can give you the specific locations to go that are safe per se. And you know what? You never guaranteed anything in life,
Right.
Could trip outside and get hit by a car.
Yeah.
Right? I am drinking a mimosa. Cheers.
Cheers. Because we finally kicked this off, because we have been talking about this for probably
6 months
easily.
easily.
I'd say 6 months. And trying to figure out how to do it. So bear with us as we learn how to work the podcast system and all of our software and hardware. I'm sure we're going to be fading in and out because our microphones are different. And
she said hardware.
Yeah.
We're also a little bit naughty. We kind of have a little bit potty mouths and dirty minds. So if that turns you off, you should not listen anymore.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't say ours is...
We're not going to be necessarily kid-friendly.
Right, exactly. It's...
But we'll try to give you a heads up. But you know what? Honestly, probably don't listen to this with your kids just because...
and not suitable for work, probably. If on your, put your headphones in and listen to us chat there, because we are definitely going to work on making sure we have some sort of script to follow. Not script. What's the word? What's the podcast lingo of outline? That's what we're going to call it.
Okay, sure.
And just so or agenda, maybe, because we'll get off topic, I'm sure.
She said get off.
But I do know we have specific topics that we want to talk about in the future, but we also want to know, like, what do you guys want to know? One of the things that I really want to do an episode on, or maybe even a series on, is travel agents reviewing reviews. I know before I actually became the agent and saw all the like behind the scenes stuff that you can see in your back office and whatnot, I relied heavily on
As did I. Reviews,
reviews.
yeah.
And I still rely heavily on reviews.
I do too.
Before I book a client anywhere, I make sure I go and read the reviews. One of the things I've learned, not just since becoming an agent, but just in society in and of itself, you have to take each review with a grain of salt, because some of those reviews are the locations problem that they need to resolve, or something that they didn't give a potential client a heads up on, or a guest a heads up on. But a lot of those reviews are really the client or the guest client, whichever, their issue. So I like to look at it, and I want to be able to say, hey, this could have been resolved if they had done these steps before, or this was really on the location, or this was really on the guest. You know, I really want to deep dive into reviewing reviews from the booking perspective or the agent's perspective, which will probably segue into our personal perspectives too, because we both have worked in service before this. So anybody that works in any type of service field with the public knows how that can be. So that's one of the things that I want to do. What's something specific that you want to talk about, Denise, in the future?
I want to talk about bucket list destinations, like the really popular trendy ones, and maybe not maybe a hidden gem of a place that that we've been trained on, and you know, we want to give the inside scoop to our listeners. Like, I don't know if you've ever been to Anna Maria Island in Florida, but it is beautiful. I mean, that's not a hidden gem. Everybody knows that. But I'm just giving an, you know, I will tell you, Columbia, South Carolina, that is a hidden gem. We went there. I just happened to pick it. We stayed at the Grand Bohemian, gorgeous hotel. It's situated over a waterfall. It's got a suspension bridge. The downtown is vibrant, very inclusive. We happened to be walking into a pride parade when we were there. We didn't even know what was happening, but we got in that parade.
Nice.
And yeah, we were there, and it was amazing. And so I would say Greenville, South Carolina is absolutely a hidden gem. If you didn't have it on your bucket list, you for sure should.
Oh, nice. So can you think of a hidden gem that a client has asked for, or that you've found for a client? I was trying to think of a hidden gem. I like local. Like, I look at a lot of our local things.
Yeah, so we're based right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, and I have to say, it is gorgeous here. It's lovely. Like, we are a couple miles from the beach. You can get to Myrtle Beach, Wilmington, North Carolina. You can get to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Right. And then on the other side, we have the Blue Ridge Mountains right there. We're in the foothills. We can be on the Blue Ridge Mountain. We can go through the Lynn Viaduct. That's like an engineering phenomenon. You're just on the side of the mountain driving across these beautiful roads and into the woods, and you're seeing deer and bear and all this kind of really great stuff. We've got so many gorgeous waterfalls around, and there's Sliding Rock, which is it's a waterfall that you can slide down the rock. It's man-made. The water's cold. I'll give you that. But what an adventure. There's so many amazing hiking trips, camping trips. We've got Pigeon Forge right there, right. Dollywood. We're just in a location where if you want to do a day trip, I did amazing Hamptonville wineries.
I was just about to say, don't forget our amazing wineries.
The wineries were amazing, and you can just go bebop from one to the other. Obviously, be careful driving. You want to
have a DD.
Yes,
or, you know.
We always advocate for that.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I was going to make sure you mentioned our wonderful wineries.
You know, girl, honey.
Yeah.
If you know somebody that likes wine, then it's Denise. Denise, I like you wine.
Yes, I do as well, and it's beautiful out there. So let's see.
So pretty much like wrapping up our intro, I think that we're giving you a little taste of what Suitcase Divas could be in your life. Like if you're looking for advice of, we can go down a packing list for a cruise. I love cruises. That's like my jam. So things that are overlooked on packing for a cruise. Maybe that could be a next episode or down the road.
Right, yeah.
I'm just thinking we want to be helpful. We want to give you insight to maybe things that you didn't know.
But we're also chatty. Like, we also want to just chat, not just about specific things, but just about travel in general. One of the things that we talked about maybe doing was having some guest speakers talk about planning with little kids trips versus planning with teenagers, and then planning once you have adult children. And then once you're finally kind of taking your own trips as a couple.
Yes.
So we talked about doing things like that, talk about the different stages of traveling with family and without, also traveling with in-laws, traveling with, your friends.
I'm just kidding. Shit, we might have to edit that out.
There's so many different, so we do want to eventually have guest speakers as well. We're hoping for a fun, informative, chit-chatty, laid-back style,
if you just want to unwind and listen to some cool chicks chat about travel, then you have found the right place. You're here. Welcome. Welcome, welcome.
And follow us we are on Instagram and Facebook. I think we have a TikTok.
We have a TikTok. We are everywhere. Suitcase Divas.
Yes. I don't think we posted on TikTok yet.
Not yet, because we're brand new. We're just
we did
dabbling our
as
toes
many
out
of our
there.
Instagram handles, or on Instagram, our social media handles as we could. I think we have. Did we do a website? I don't remember.
We're working on it.
Okay, yeah. I knew we do have a Gmail, which we'll post that in the notes of this thing so that anyone wants to contact us. We'll also put our handles in our notes. One of the things that I am passionate about is accessible travel, and that will come across on this as well. We'll make sure we figure out how to do scripts so that our listeners that would prefer to read can, I guess I wouldn't call them listeners then. They are fans. I don't know what we want to call them.
We have a huge fan base.
Yeah, we'll have that. And
another thing that I absolutely am enthusiastic about is pet-friendly travel.
Ooh, yes.
I have a small little, very bougie, spoiled Malshi named Riley, and he goes everywhere with us. So I will say I often look for pet-friendly travel, but if it's not available, I have ways to, if you reach out to a pet owner and kind of just say, this is my situation. He's 10 pounds, potty trained, hypoallergenic, non-shedding. Would you be willing to let him come? And a lot of people will be like, yeah, I just don't advertise that it's pet-friendly. So there might be a whole episode on, traveling with pets and ways to get around and places to go that are maybe better to go with pets. We took Riley on a dolphin cruise. Maybe not the best place to take a dog because he wanted to communicate with the dolphins. And so that was an interesting, I would probably avoid that in the future.
But now that you've done it, you can pass that info along. So that's a great, nugget that you have for your future clients.
Yeah. Well, I've got a lot of those.
We'll do a lot of ruling out of, hey, don't do this because we did it for you so we could tell you if it was good or bad. We'll do a lot of those things.
Yes, we are here for you.
Yes. Okay, well, I think that's what we've got for our first intro episode.
Cheryl, I'm so excited for
Me
Suitcase
too.
Divas and everything
Yes.
this is going to be.
Well, stay tuned and look at the notes. I believe that's how that is, we'll have some info when we post this on how you can reach out to us and give us some ideas of what you want to hear in the future. And then make sure you follow us on our socials so you can keep up for when the next episode launches. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so now we are on to the segment of Suitcase Divas where we go keeping it real. So this is kind of like a fact check if we heard anything in our original post where we made an error or we didn't like how that came across, then this is the segment where we can fix it. We're keeping it real. Right, Shell?
Yes.
Okay, so I will say that when I was talking about hidden gems, I accidentally said, well, I said two cities. I said Columbia, South Carolina, which is the capital where the zoo is and the most popular one, but the hidden gem, not that there's anything wrong with Columbia, South Carolina. I just want to clarify that. It's a lovely place to go. But the hidden gem is Greenville, South Carolina. That's the one that has the waterfall and the suspension bridge and the really cool downtown area. Very walkable, very inclusive. So Greenville, South Carolina is my hidden gem pick.
Awesome. Good catch, though.
Yeah. Well, you caught it.
caught
so
it.
good
That's
catch
what
on you
matters.
is
Yeah, we caught it.
what we really need to be saying. So, and then did you have anything else? I think maybe you were talking about how you're not as savvy in podcasting.
Oh, yes. So just bear with us.
We're new.
Yeah. And we will be doing our best and learning as we go. So we're very excited about this, and it's a great adventure.
Yeah, and when we were talking about, we're on social media, so we are Suitcase Divas on TikTok, we're Suitcase Divas on Facebook, you can find us on Instagram.
And we will make sure to put those handles in our transcript once we get that up when we launch.
Perfect. So I think we're just going to keep it short and sweet, but that's what we wanted to clarify. And until next time,
thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes.